You being out in Abu Dhabi for all those years, do you ever feel like, I mean, look, man, like, I don't know. I'd be your thoughts. Like, you've been there for 10 years now, and I think, like, maybe you've forgotten how to live here, right? So at this point, like, how do you always keep the ideas fresh in your mind for, like, what you want to do and how the things you want to change, right? Like, obviously, there's the obvious things happen to you in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe your mom's transition or some other, significant, putting that aside, like, how do you keep yourself kind of accountable when you're over there?
To be honest, I think it's life events that has happened to me that it's like, it's like a recheck, like a reality check, because I think living out there, a lot of things were shielded from, as far as just like, there's a lot of free time, it's a lot of safety and things like that, and just the lifestyle is different. So you kind of get shielded, but then when life hits you, it's like, all right, we have limited time on this planet. Like, what impact, what's my purpose? And what do I, like, am I taking the steps today to get there?
Yeah. I think that's tough. I mean, I think that's really hard to contend with. Like, when I was out there, and obviously we met towards the end of the time that I was there, but like when I was there, I think I was like, I didn't have any time to think because I was working so much that when I did have the time to think, the only thing I could think about was how busy I was and how mad I was about, like, damn, like, I'm over here in the Middle East, like getting worked and I can't even enjoy this experience like this in the way I wanted to enjoy it. But I was able to enjoy it, but it just came in a different package. And I just think that, just connected to this podcast, right? We have seasons, and then in between each season, what people don't see is how me and Mike talk about how we're going to rebrand the podcast, or like, it's not going to be major shifts in the podcast, but like, how can we change around the edges, right? How can we get deeper in the conversations that we're talking about? What are some of the new fresh topics we can talk about? The diversity of people that we have on the podcast, because I don't want the same type of person here.
Yeah,
you're gonna hear the same themes because most successful people are gonna say the same thing. But their journeys are all different, right? Like, but it's always a challenge to break the mold, right? Go against the grain. And I think that in this podcast, what we want to always do is go against the grain and not be cookie cutter, look like everybody else. Even though there's a formula you could probably follow to get a lot of notoriety, but I think doing it this way, where you're actually paving the road in front of you, is the much more longer term play. So, and I think that, I guess, connecting it to a rebrand, I think some people cop out and just conveniently rebrand so that they can fit a certain narrative that will benefit them in whatever way they think it will benefit them.
Yeah.
Which, again, it goes against the authenticity part.
I think as far as like when we talk about our rebrands within the podcast, to me it relates to, personally what I'm doing, and then I think what this podcast is doing is, I feel like, something has to die in order for us to grow, or we have to shed. So for me, I feel like, my ego in many things, and I think even when it comes to the podcast, I think we've become more humbled, and we started expecting things. And I feel like this season, it was like, there was no expectations. It's just like, yo, let's just keep filming. Let's get content. Let's do things with intent. Let's get the people that we really want to get on here and that really rock with us. And it's like, oh shit. Like, we don't go, it's like, oh.
Yeah. But I think going to what you said, I think we took a much more relaxed approach.
Yeah.
And we're just like, whatever comes, and we're not going to force this anymore. Yeah. And I think, I wouldn't say this was a home run season, but this was like a good triple.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
finally, like, you know what I mean? It felt like everything was flowing. Now there's certain back end things.
Yeah.
Because if it's not one thing, it's another. It's another. It's like, it's crazy. I don't want to. You know what? I don't want to.
The home run season is going to be when everything connects.
Everybody just says yes. I'll get back to you everything in a day or two, and we're good.
Money flows in. back end is working.
Back end is working.
We're not
Me and Mike were just talking about scripts.
Yeah,
we're just talking about what we're going to talk about, and we step away from all the technical stuff. But that's not the reality. The reality is we're still uploading our own fucking videos. And I was like, I need to make sure that this podcaster's rebrand includes us not doing that anymore. But
Definitely.
that's going to come with time, man. But so going back to your point, I think when you do rebrand and you evolve, there's something needs to die. And it not necessarily is within, but also externally. Certain people, you come to realize they're not good for you, right? Like they're not good for you, because once you find your peace, some people who are not good for you will want to try to disturb it, right? Like, or whatever it may be, right? A certain equilibrium that you have in life, a certain balance, and they're generally not happy for you. And you could tell who the sneak dissers are by their comments. Pay attention to the small little comments that people make. That says a lot more than the big grandiose acts.
Or the lack of comments.
But like, the good thing about haters and supporters is they always watching. So keep watching. Thank you. Right? But I on a serious note, the things that they don't do. I have now stopped officially asking people to comment on this show. I have stopped, because begging people to do it is not going to get them to do it.
But if you're watching now, comment.
Comment.
You're here, comment, please.
It really does help the algorithm. You guys know the drill at this point. But yes, it does help, because I think the engagement is really the only way that separates you from this sea of content that's out there.